Okay. All right, we're underway. Guys, I am so sorry. Last week, I was sick. And it was not good. So if you just come on, you can mute yourself now if you would for me. That would be awesome. I'm going to mute everybody anyway, and then Wendy, I'll unmute you. I want these to go on rain or shine because I've been encouraged by a lot of people that go back and listen to them. I would like more people to be on it at this time. It's the new year. I've been in LifeVantage in June. Really, if you think about it, I've been in LifeVantage for 6 years coming this June, and I've never been more excited. I know May, honey, but we really started working in June. But I've never been more excited than I am now to be a part of LifeVantage. And the reason that is because, guys, there's just so much stuff to talk about. But what I'm going to do tonight is I'm gonna have a guest. I have a guest first, and then I'm going to talk. I'm going to talk about a book that was actually given to the elites for Christmas, actually from LifeVantage, and it's a book called Real Leadership, and you can see it there on the screen. Hopefully, you guys can see it. Chris, can you guys see everything? Okay, give me a thumbs up.
Good.
Okay. And he was one of my favorite speakers. If you guys heard me talk a couple weeks ago on one of our other leadership calls, he at the Eric Worre Go Pro event, he was my favorite speaker. And John is the editor of Success Magazine and the former CEO of Prime America, which is a network marketing company. Okay. I like what it says here. You become the 5 people you spend the most time with. And I put this on there. I didn't want to say Happy New Year to everybody because I'm excited about 2017. This was a statement. And guys, you're going to continue to see this. We are changing history. You can believe that or not. But in our F2 and soon in our F1, activation is eventually going to change the way people think about health and wellness and even medicine. And you can see it. Washington State says it right here. Potentially the most extraordinary therapeutic and preventative breakthrough in the history of medicine. Okay? So if you... And I'm going to talk a little bit about some things that John talks about, and I'm going to relate them to what we have. But I'm going to unmute you, Wendy. Hold on one second. And then I'm going to test to see if I can hear you okay. Okay, Wendy, test me. Let me see if I can hear you okay.
Okay, can you hear me?
I can. Hold on one second. Good. Okay. I put this together, so if you can bark at me later. I usually like to do these little things, but Wendy Hill reached our foundation rank in December while everybody was shopping and making excuses. And some of you guys know I'm not trying to be in your face. I'm just saying things that I've been hearing on other calls. If you did not have a chance to be on Brandon's webinar last night, please go back and watch it. It's posted on the Team True Blue website. Guys, we've been giving more than just a gift of being a part of LifeVantage. We've been given a gift to be a part of the Team True Blue and the Cunninghams and the Graves and everybody, and just everybody that we're involved with, from Dr. Boyle to everybody that's on this call. And Wendy is one of those people. I met Wendy a while back through Glenn and Janice Hayes, and we're like-minded. We're God-fearing people. I love her husband, Randy. I got to spend time with them at one of our recent events. And what I wanted Wendy to do tonight is I just wanted people to get to know who Wendy is. Just tell her story, tell how she got involved, I told her I promised her I wouldn't ask her too many questions. I may ask her one question, but she's just one of my favorite people in LifeVantage. She's always on these calls, and she's a leader. And I'm excited that she's reached the rank of Pro 4. So I'm going to congratulate you publicly, and I'm going to let you go ahead and take the floor and tell your story. So I'm excited to hear from you. Go ahead, Wendy.
Okay, thanks, Mike. Well, I'll start out by saying that I started working at AT&T, and I worked there for 35 years. I retired in 2015, and I enjoyed my career at AT&T, but it was very stressful. The commute was terrible. 6 months before I retired, Janice Hayes tried to tell me about LifeVantage, but I very nicely told her no thank you, because I assumed it was network marketing and I did not want to have anything to do with that. So then 6 months after I retired, she tried again, but at that time I felt sorry for her. So I watched the ABC video.
Good job, Wendy.
And then I showed it to my husband, who poo-poos everything, and he said, "Oh my gosh, do you see what this is?" So we got a hold of Janice and Glenn. We went over to their house, and February 2016, we became distributors. But when we became distributors, we only did it for the tax write-off and for the product. We were both, well, he was still working. I was retired, but I was very busy because we were trying to buy a house. That's why we wanted the tax write-off, because we were renting at the time. We knew we needed the product. So we thought, well, we'll take the product, we'll get a tax write-off, and we're winning. So while I was looking for a house, we decided to give it to our dog. We had a 13-year-old dog, Husky Lab, and she was old and bad health. She slept all day long. She couldn't go up and down the stairs anymore, and she just looked miserable. And I even told my husband, I think before we move, we're going to have to put her down. Well, we gave her the Protandim, and about 10 days later, she started acting like a puppy again. It was a miracle. We couldn't believe it. So we looked at each other and said, oh my gosh, what is this going to do for us? Well, what it did for us was the results. I'm going to tell you the problems we were having, and we had positive results to many things. And I'm just going to give you some of them right now. It was for joint pain from head to toe, anxiety, indigestion, sinus issues, mold contamination, bursitis, frozen shoulder, Lyme's disease, shingles, no focus, no short-term memory, no motivation, no energy. This was big for us because when I retired, I was excited about living life, but all of a sudden with all these health issues, I was feeling like, what kind of life was I going to have? So I was very excited. However, we still didn't have time to do the business. We moved in June into our new home, and I went to the conference in California in July. This was my first conference, and it was awesome. I loved it. It was great. I came home all excited, told Randy all about it, and I jumped into the business and started working it. I applied myself, going to all the LifeVantage academies, the webinars, conference calls, opportunity meetings. I did whatever I needed to do. I was reading books. I just did what it took. Then in October, when we went to the Orlando conference, Randy came, and that was his first time. He got excited. He said, this is it. We have got to move forward with this. I support you 100%. Let's do this. So now this is our business, which we didn't think we were going to do, but we can't help it because anytime we share it with people, they want to get into it. So we have no choice but to sign them up as a customer or distributor. So we've kind of gotten ourselves in a little mess here where now we have to do the business. And why are we doing this? We're doing this because the products are awesome. The company is awesome. Randy wants to retire. I want Randy to retire. And we don't want to work for anybody anymore. We're tired of the stress, the commute, and no time freedom. We want a better financial future, and we want to help other people do the same thing. We know LifeVantage can help us to do that. And we know it's going to take dedication, hard work, self-development, and overcoming fears. But we know it's worth it. And I'm going to tell you right now, I never thought I could do this call just now, and I did it. So anybody who's out there listening, if you don't think you can do this, you can, because I just did it. So there's proof right there.
Amen. Amen. Well, you know, it's kind of funny. You see this little thing I put up here, a wise woman puts God first. Well, you're capable of doing all things, which you know. And I want to ask you just one or two questions real quick. Tell me how excited you are about 2017 and some of the people that have locked arms with you in business. Just mention a little bit about that, how excited you are and some of the people that you're real excited about that you've locked arms with.
I'm very excited because we've got a new year ahead of us, and the new distributors that I have and even my customers, they're very excited. And so I see good things happening for all of us. I really do. I see us moving forward in a positive direction.
And one of the things is I think, Wendy, you can agree with me, is that this opportunity was going to happen for you whether you ran from it or not. Would you agree with me on that sometimes?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, and we have a tendency, it's kind of funny when I listen to people talk about that and they say, I really didn't want to do the business, because let's be realistic. When you have the best product in this industry, really, we have the best product in the world. We have the most scientifically validated product. We have the most patented product available. And yes, it's in our hands. So Wendy, say hello to Randy for me. I'm what's that, honey? Oh, Lisa says hello too. And said to tell Randy hi. And I'm just excited for you because I know that you see the big picture. You're a 10%er in life. And I look forward to working with you in the coming weeks and years and months and building this and taking this company to a legacy company that we can pass down to our family. So thank you for stepping out of your comfort zone. Thank you for your personal development. And I'm grateful to call you and Randy business partners and friends. So thanks again.
Thanks, Mike. Couldn't have done it without y'all.
Thank you. Okay, guys, I'm going to move on. I told you that I have been reading this book. And so what I'm going to do for the next couple weeks is I'm still going to continue to have some guests, but I'm going to talk a little bit about each of the chapters of this book because I want to encourage you. Okay. I want to encourage you that you can receive some of these things and put them into action. I was really encouraged just by the first chapter I read today. One of the things I like on the head of this book of John's book is it says, and it's written, this is a quote by Dennis Waitley, the author of Psychology of Success. It's a leadership book that only surfaces once every decade. And so I really am excited to share this information with. One of the first things that John said is what you can control is who you are, how you respond, and how you respond to challenges in life. And he went on to talk about how his mother and his father were always positive. They never fought. And he said there was always, they always looked at what was happening with a positive attitude. And I love this. And I'm going to say this because she's here in the room with me. The next quote says, look for the best in people no matter what. In all of my life, and I'm not just saying this because she's my wife, I'm saying this because she's a person. And she sees the best in everybody. I never hear her say a negative thing about anybody. And it's just an encouragement. I think that, if we can embrace that in life, not only will our businesses be better and will we attract more people, but the world will be better. And he said, leadership starts with yourself and with all your faults and imperfections, not beating yourself up when you make mistakes. And he said, do the same for others. Don't, always. And he said, people make mistakes and people let you down, but make a choice to be a person of honor, integrity, and always use forgiveness. I love that. Guys, if you've taken some notes, people make mistakes, people let you down, but make a choice to be a person of honor, integrity, and always use forgiveness. It's not what you do, it's who you are. People don't follow what you say, they follow what you do and who you are. And just having Wendy on the call tonight, Wendy's team will do what Wendy does. Wendy is someone who you heard. She went to all the Life Vantage Academies. She went to Elite Academies. She was looking, thinking about maybe going back to work, but she dug into this and found that, I've done several three-way phone calls with Wendy, and one I can remember a lady named Becky that runs a cancer facility, and Becky just got it. And I remember Wendy telling me, people will do what you do, and people will follow follow you by who you are. So he said, answer the call. Just because, and guys, I say this all the time, please take this to heart. Just because you went to college and got a degree doesn't mean that that's what you have to do or that's what you have to settle for. John said he just hated doing what he was doing. He went to college, graduated, got these jobs in insurance, and he hated it. But he said, tapping into the great power of incremental improvements takes, I love this, patience, persistence, and faith. And you see this, I put this over here, marry the process, divorce the outcome. I've been teaching this to my kids. Marry the process, divorce the outcome. No matter how hard it is, I'm sure Wendy would agree with me, it's not this, changing history is not easy. It took Steve Jobs 23 years to get Apple from even going bankrupt. Tap into your why. We hear this all the time. Most people, think about this. This is what he said. Most people never make it because they give up. Stop always looking for the next best thing. Go back to the three things above: patience, persistence, and faith. Keep moving forward. Take daily action in the direction of your why. Chris and I are really close. I see him, he's from Ohio. We're both looking. Chris is moving in a direction of wanting to spend more time with his daughter. Okay? People do what you do. Talk about the good things, bury the bad things. I love this. Think about that. If you're writing that down, plaster that. Talk about the good things, bury the bad things. And then he said this. It's the last couple things. Wrestle the alligator in front of you. Okay? Wrestle the alligator in front of you. A good plan, and this was by General Patton, a good plan violently executed now is better than a perfect plan next week. I love that. I copied that and put it on one of my screen protectors. Always be in action. Move, move, move. John said that people dislike him because when they travel, he doesn't check a bag, he carries it on because he wants to be on the move and meeting people. A lot of people, this is one thing that got me. A lot of people try to avoid the present, mostly hoping that it will, quote, work itself out. It won't. And then they think it's going to get better with age. Deal with it today. And then he finished the chapter with this. Quit writing down what you're going to do if you're not going to do it. And this is what I want to finish with. I want to challenge you guys to do this. Okay? I wrote mine down, and I have 10 in motion right now. Guys, I'm working harder than I've ever worked this business. I'm going back to people that are now asking me, hey, how's that going? And they want to know what's changed. Maybe they're one of the people that I vomited on in the beginning. I have 10 in motion right now. Print out your sheet and write down your 10 in motion. Okay? They may be people that are getting close to signing up. They may be people that you've been dribbling on. Also, you guys heard this the other night, okay? I have it blocked so you guys can't see it, but write out your accountability sheet, okay? Brandon talked about this the other night. Please take time to fill out the leadership planner development sheet. And I don't know if you guys know, but Brandon talked about this last night. It is in your back. It is in your back office. It's under library. I have one of my new distributors that said to me yesterday, she's blown away by the amount of information that's in the back office. Some of you have never been through your back office, So let me encourage you to do that. Let me encourage you to go through your back office, get some information that you need that you can use. Please trust me. I fill out this leadership planner. You can make it days, or you can just make it weeks, however you want to do. And then down at the bottom, there's, let me show it to you. I did find it. Here you go. Here's an accountability sheet right here. Okay. And what you can do is you can put Glenn and Janice's up there over top of my messy one. You can put your team. This is an older one because I thought that, I love how Janice writes really neat. She's got the dates of stuff that are in there. I just filled out mine today and put out everything that I'm going, all the meetings I'm going to. If you're not registered for the next couple events, get registered. I just found out today in Tampa we're having Skip and Joe Campbell for our next Life Vantage Academy. We got the Pro 10 tours coming up. Guys, last Pro 10 tour we had was the largest enrollments we've had in the company on that day. Okay? So think about it. If you're having one close to you, put some people in the car. Okay? If you're not, then in your area, look for meetings. Don't expect somebody to meet you at a meeting. We talked about this on a leadership call the other day. Go pick them up. Have coffee with them before and take them to the meeting, okay? If you haven't scheduled a launch call, it doesn't matter if you're a Pro 3 or a Pro 4. Last night on Brandon's call, a Pro 4 who'd been involved for 5 years has done 4 launch calls, okay? You have Barbara, myself, any of us can do it. My wife can do launch calls, okay? You have Brandon's doing a ton of launch calls for our group. I see Q on here. Q has scheduled a launch call every week for like the next 4 or 5 weeks. So, and they're working. And remember what Brandon said. It's launch 60, not launch 20, not launch 40. It means you do 3 launch calls. There's people that have been involved for 4 and 5 years that are going back and doing this the right way and just asking people to listen to the information, okay? We make this hard, okay? I've made it hard. I'm guilty, okay? So you guys, thank you so much for being on the call tonight. I'm excited. As you can see, my energy level is excited. A lot of you don't know, but I'm coaching now. I've been able to take, I've been offered coaching jobs before, the college level, but I really don't want to leave Florida, and I know Lisa doesn't want to leave Florida unless God takes us that direction. But one of the things I'm excited about is that I get to lock arms forever, hopefully, with all of you. And I see a lot of faces I haven't seen in a while. Hey, Kelly. Hey, you guys. Danielle, thanks for being on tonight. I'm here for you. And guys, we're only 5 days into this year. There's a lot of trips and incentives out there. I don't know if you saw my before and after pictures on Facebook. Lisa and I are doing the physique challenge. We're going after it, guys. how does your business change? Now, some of you may not have to lose weight and stuff, but how does your business change if you lose 15 or 20 pounds or 10 pounds or like me, 25 pounds? And everybody says, oh, where are you going to lose that from? But just look at my picture, and no jokes about the fat trainer. Okay. I love you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the call tonight. I really did. Wendy, thank you again for being on the call. And I will see you guys next Thursday. God bless you all. Thanks for being on.